I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin
Runway
to shine,
awareness. Okay.
painting trails
Meters.
so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the light. I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the light. fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light.
Beyond
Adventure
ATC,
calls
Henry.
me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dreams begun. The world belongs.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the glide slope. Today's flight is indeed a very special flight. We're taking this beauty of a plane. This is the Skyward Cessna Citation Sovereign, and it's a striking paint job, all in black. I picked this because I really like black painted airplanes. Now this plane is a beauty of a plane. I've already flown it a couple of times, and really excited to show you guys what this plane can do. We are going to start by removing all these. These are just the static protection. This is the oxygen card. I put it all outside, although you don't really need to put everything out here. I mean, look at this wing. Isn't it beautiful? Trexie, Andrew, thank you all for coming. So I need to remove all the static protections here. We can do this inside with the electronic flight bag. So this is the potable water. This is the APU, which is connected to the plane, as you can see. And I believe this one of these is for the lavatory system, so I think this is the one. And of course we got the cargo hold open. As you can see, it's very spacious, can take a lot of luggage. A lot of planes have front and back. They have this little compartment in the nose, but not this one. This one has a radome in the front for the radar, so it's not available, or at least I think it's not available. Let's see, can we open this? No, we see it's all avionics, so there's nothing up front. And you can see here how intricate Skyward has done this plane. It's really interesting. Anyway, let's move this finally. And look at that, the plane is just beautiful. It has something of a classic design as well. Oh, don't mind the Rolls Royce here. It has something of a classic design, and especially on the tail, but then the front, it looks very sleek. Like, I think the front is pretty similar to the Citation X, but the back, of course, is unique. So let's remove this. We also need to remove the static ones from the horizontal stabilizer. There's a lot of stuff to remove, but it is for the protection of the airplane, so none of these static items are too much. So they're all protecting these wicks. These are the static port wicks, and these serve to discharge the static electricity from the airplane. And as you can see, they're pointy little things. They're flexible, but still, any movement, ground movement, that you don't see it, especially with this paint job. When you're moving towards the plane, you don't see it. You might as well scrap one. So yeah, let's leave those protections in. Of course, once the plane is bound to depart, it becomes sterile, so no need to have it all until departure. We're going to leave the chocks on. We're going to remove it from the inside, and let's go inside. Now I have to say, I have a little issue with the camera system. Unfortunately, chase plane just stopped working for some reason. I'm not sure. I'm not going to be bothered with that right now. It's just upsetting because I really like chase planes cameras, but still, we're going to fly. Here's Betsy today with us, and we're going to start by calling in our good guys at GSX. It's still loading. That's not good. All right, we'll go back to them later. All right, so first things first, I'm going to remove all these. warnings. We're also going to remove all that junk outside, just leave the APU on. And it's fairly simple to do so. So wheel trucks is going to stay. Let's just confirm we removed every single protection. We did, every single cover. Now let's remove the hydraulics card, the oxygen card, the lavatory service card, the car, of course, and the red. Well, let's leave the red car because we're still going to load passengers. And as you can see, the plane is currently empty. So let's start by loading our flight plan. So we're going to come here and we're going to load the flight sim, the Simbrief flight plan. And there it is. And we're going from Madeira to Gibraltar. That's our destination. Our call sign is FlexJet, I believe. I need to confirm the call sign here. 223. And we're taking, of course, our Sovereign, equipped with the Pratt & Whitney 306 Delta. So you'll see that the planning is a little different. You can see the cruise altitude out of Narta will be level 450. This is the great thing about no, it's a Rolls-Royce and it's not mine. It's one of the passengers. I can't afford that. You'll see that this plane can fly high and very fast. Well, not as fast as the Citation X, but still fast. One great thing about the Sovereign is that it has the performance of a small plane, but the range of a big one. So it can go about 5,000 kilometers or so, and that's amazing for such a small airplane. And yeah, it can only take 7 passengers, but you know, very luxurious. We'll walk around the cabin once we are airborne. So yeah, let's begin the whole shenanigan. Let's turn it on. So the first thing we need to do is turn on the external power. So this is all we get. This is all the switches. We also have a few switches on the main pedestal here, but look at this. Everything is so compact in these kinds of planes, that you get like a shock of how many buttons you used to be able to press compared to what you do press in these types of planes. And the next plane I'll be flying will be even more simplified, as you'll see. So battery 1 and 2. By the way, notice the sounds. The sounds are incredible in this plane. Alright, so now the system will align itself as it should. Now we have sort of a checklist to go through. This is all that takes to prepare the flight. And of course we need to turn on the electrical interior for the back. Don't overdo, because you need power to turn on the engines. So let's turn on the external power. And there it is. So now the bus tie is closed as it should, and it's warning us of that. So it's very important that you don't spend the batteries too much, which is something you can easily do if you start turning on stuff and don't remember you still need power to turn on the engines themselves. And the engines will take a lot of humph from the batteries. So let's prep the flight here. Oh my god, sometimes my mouse will flip. Oh, by the way, if you're noticing that each time I go around with the camera my yoke disappears, this is a setting so that you can operate the plane.
TOS system test. Okay.
Thank you. So the plane is running some tests in the background. We'll also run a few tests on our own. So like I was saying, if you look down, you see that there are buttons behind the yoke, and there's an option in the EFB to just make it go away. The control of these 3 panels, these are the 3 main panels. They're fully configurable. Apologies. The controls are all done with these remote units. Now, Garmin, if you learn how to use Garmin 1000, 2000, 3000, this is a 5000, they all look the same. So the philosophies and logics are all the same. And that's pretty cool, because it enables you to fly different planes from different manufacturers as long as they equip Garmin. And the same thing goes with other brands like Avidyne. They also produce these panels, these digital panels. And it's very cool to know that you can actually retrofit these panels into old planes. So that's pretty cool. So let's go. Let's start our flight here. Like I said, chase plane today isn't working. I need to follow up on that. I'm not sure what happened. I was using it this afternoon, but for some reason it just stopped working. So first things first, let's call GSX and let's load the plane. Something going on. Definitely something going on. So chase plane can connect. It looks like GSX can connect either. So something's going on today. Not sure. It's nothing. I flew during the afternoon, so it mustn't be anything on my side. I was flying it a few moments ago. I wonder if it's something like Cloudflare being down, because it was down a few days ago. Let's see if Cloudflare is down. Yep, there's oh my, there's a lot of issues with Cloudflare today, so that's why. Oh my, constant reaction is not required. Cloudflare engineers rebuilding all impacted certificate chains. So this is a worldwide thing. I had some issues today with GitHub, so I think this is related. So we might not be able to fly with GSX today, but that's okay. As long as we got, oh my god, I hope we have Beyond ATC, do we? Do we have Beyond ATC at least? Yeah, alright, so we do have Beyond ATC, that's more than enough. So we can easily just load the plane, and you can do that through the services, import the fuel, import the payload. There it is. So we're just having one last pilot, passenger, I mean, on L3, and we're also missing the crew and the extra. The extra, by the way, is, I will show you what the extra is. Actually, it's pretty funny, but you can actually sit someone there, but it's very uncomfortable, as you'll see. And the first test I've done with the GSX, I loaded the plane fully, and someone was sitting there, and I'll show you what that seat is. But we'll go through it. Unfortunately, GSX doesn't appear to be working, so let's not dwell into that. Alright, so crew and stores 407 kilograms, which weighs to basic operating weight 8,495. That is correct. Our payload today is 8 passengers, weighing 50 kilograms each. That's very generous. Okay, plus the cargo. Oh my god, this mouse is too fast. What's the cargo? So we got fuel quantity. Probably no cargo loaded. We'll get back to this. So the zero fuel weight is 8,895. Zero fuel weight. Oh no, there's definitely some cargo missing. So probably 679. So it didn't load that. Oh my god, this mouse, I need to do something about this. 679. There, I hope it's better now. And enter. 9,574. It's 75. Alright, there's 1 kilogram less, but it's okay. Takeoff, we got fuel on board, which will be 2,207 kilograms. There it is, and the aircraft gross weight should be 111.7. Yeah, so the GSX is really struggling. 11.38. Oh my, there's definitely a discrepancy here, but it's alright. So we're not going to fill in the landing because we're just going to set up some fuel reserves. So we're expecting one ton of fuel reserves. We can come back to this. It's no big deal. All right. So as for the route, apparently it's not being loaded. Why? It's okay, we can insert it by hand if we need to. The flight plan is loaded, but it's for some reason it's not loading. I had this issue in my previous flights. I just done it by hand, but the flight is loaded, you can see it here. Alright, so we are going from Madeira and we are going to Gibraltar. I just need to...
All aircraft be advised, information, the man now current QNH 1022.
1022, let's set that up by the way. Yeah, this thing without a camera is 1022, set and cross checked. Oh, this one is still in inches, but it is, I did set it up to cross check at 1022 here. Alright, done. And LXGB. There it is. And we are good to go. LXGB, yes. Now for the route, let's go here to the routing page. So we are following Digon. Very important you verify that it is in the country that you're inserting your data, by the way. Narta. Yeah, see, duplicates found. Now on the next page, make sure you pick the right one, because if not, your flight plan will be ruined. And next will be Ortop. In Spain, correct. And finally, so T100 and Sovis. T100 and Sovis. I believe this is already part of the descent. There it is, Sovis. Alright, so done. Everything. So he didn't accept the T100. It's probably a lane. So the procedure.
Madeira Tower, Tomjet 18 Delta. RNAV approach runway 23.
Tomjet 18 Delta, Madeira Tower, wind 190 degrees, 6 knots, runway 23 clear to land.
Runway 23 clear to land, Tomjet 18 Delta.
Oh, just reduce a little bit. The departure should be from Madeira via Digon 1 Echo, but let's request IFR
Madeira
clearance.
Tower, exit 223, Cessna Citation Sovereign, with information number. Ramp Alpha 1 request IFR clearance to Gibraltar Air Base.
Exit 223, Madeira Tower, cleared to Gibraltar Air Base via Digon 1 Whiskey departure, runway 23 climb via feet to 4,000 feet, squawk 6164.
Cleared to Gibraltar Air Base via Digon 1 Whiskey departure, runway 23 climb via SID to 4,000 feet, squawk 6164, exit 223.
Okay. Load.
Exit 223, we're back correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
Roger that, exit 223.
Alright, so the VNAV will be used. We're going to climb, transition altitude 5,000. We're going to cruise at Mach 0.74, might need to go up. And the transition level will be 5,000. Alright, this is done. Now let's go for the takeoff data. Runway 23. Let's bring up the weather. Oh, not even the Navigraph, the Simbrief is not even here. So everything's broken apparently. It's alright, we can get our weather elsewhere. Let's unload this flight. Let's import the flight from Simbrief. There it is. Bravo Papa, boa tarde. É aí. Olá Diniz, boa tarde também. Já de privado, já tenho privadinho. So let's check out the weather. It is favoring runway. Runway is it 23 apparently. So I'm picking the wrong airport. So we got wind 190.6, 190 and 6 knots. Temperature is 22. Alright. Let's go for runway. Takeoff available. Alright, takeoff config. We're going to take off with flaps 1. Anti-ice will be off. Thrust reverses will be stowed. Takeoff factor is 1. Rolling takeoff, no. Well, hopefully not. Takeoff speeds V1 is 101, VR is 106, V2 is 115, and VTOL is 180.
Contact 18 Delta, exit left
Accept.
at Bravo.
Exit left at Bravo.
We're gonna need to check flaps, of course. We can set it up later.
Delta, taxi to ramp Alpha 8 via Alpha.
Done.
Taxi to ramp Alpha 8 via Alpha.
So now
Conjet 18
we're gonna
Delta.
do the tests. So, oh, I forgot the squawk. So squawk will be 6164. And done. Alright. Now it's for the systems test. I usually do something like this. Stall warning. It's going to vibrate my yoke. And Betsy's. And now I'm going to test the engine
Left
fire.
engine fire. Right engine fire. Left engine fire.
Smoked.
Baggage fire. Baggage fire. Left engine fire.
So it's going to
Right
test
engine fire.
the engine fire.
Left engine fire.
Done. Annunciator. Overspeed. Something we don't like to hear. Traffic has already been passed. So now the HF1 and then the HF2. Yeah, I think I need to do these on one at a time. Alright. Pass. Now the HF2. So you see, all these tests yeah, but she's alive. She's right here. She's a little anxious. First time flying this plane. So everything checks out except initialization. The plane's ready. So pretty cool, huh? The only thing we did do is prepare our descent and approach, but we can do that later, of course. Now let's prep our screens here. So I usually place the weather radar there. This plane is equipped with 2 types of radar, the self-physical radar antenna, and it also has something called the Connext. So the Connext is like context radar, and it usually is like data linked. It's hard to explain. I don't really know exactly how it should work. It just works, and it only shows in the overlays. So you can have a dedicated screen for the radar. There it is, the weather radar, and you can turn it on. Of course, I'm not going to do that on the ground. You can have the radar. If you see there's weather up ahead, you might as well just turn this on. But other than that, the context radar, or Connext radar, sorry, is pretty much enough. I will still turn it on the taxi and to test it and all that. Alright, so I usually place my ND here and have the map with the flight plan loaded. So we got traffic, we got the Connex radar, of course. Let's put the map sync on the... No, let's not do that. So now the inset window, we set the flight plan text, there it is. This is very important to keep following the flight plan, and everything else has been set up previously. You can just add the track vector or wing vector just for our visual observation. Alright, so let's run the checklist. This one has been performed, so we might as well skip those. Before engine start, we got parking brake is on, wheel chocks have been removed. By the way, we can press these and move on. Oh, guess not. Oh, there it is. So the wheel chocks, we're not going to remove the wheel chocks just yet, but I'm still going to pass it because it's not relevant. FBO payment, yeah, sure, we did pay for it. Static wicks removed. Cabin door, it's not a door, it's a windscreen.
Madeira Tower,
Closed.
Ryanair 2 Tango November, RNAV approach runway 23.
So it's the cabin crew.
Ryanair 2
Oh, it's the cabin door, it's closed, yeah. Curtain, let's leave it open for takeoff then.
Runway 23 cleared to land.
Runway 23 cleared to land. Ryanair 2 Tango November.
Crew seats adjusted and fastened. All of this is very, very irrelevant for us. Departure route crew briefing performed and the passenger briefing also. It's like, whatever. So this is the APU bleed air. So the bleed air, we're going to start our APU first. So let's do that. APU starting. Or it should. Takes a moment. There it is. It's starting now. So you see this little window here. That's for the APU. It's going to remain like so for a moment. And then we can start it. There it goes. This is not the engine, it's just the APU. It's just that this is such a small plane that we can hear it from the cockpit. The sounds on this plane are just amazing. Alright, let's bleed the APU. And max cool for now. Everything's connected now, so we can skip to the next point. Max cool. Oh, the max cool is supposed to be off. My bad. All right. Throttles are idle. By the way, this plane has reverses, which is it's not something you see on every single plane. EIS and CAS have been checked. External power disconnect. Let's do that just now. Ground power unit disconnected. And you can remove the red carpet. Alright, so let's just confirm everything's dandy. I believe the door is closed. Oh no, it's open, so let's close the cargo door, close the main door. Alright, and the turn button verify on is done. Alright, let's go for the next one. We can turn off the external power, has been turned off already. So the flight controls should be free. Let's confirm that. So let's look away. Oh my, what happened here? I think my joystick died. Throttles are okay.
Ryanair 2 Tango November, exit left at Bravo.
Exit left at Bravo. Ryanair 2 Tango November.
Ryanair 2 Tango November, taxi to ramp Alpha 4 via Alpha.
Taxi to ramp Alpha 4 via Alpha. Ryanair
Oh,
2
it
Tango
is working.
November.
Oh, that was scary. Ha. So apparently the yokes don't move because of that setting I just set up. Alright, no worries. They are free, trust me. Nose wheel steering disconnect is on. Speed brakes checked and stowed. Flight instruments and avionics checked. Flight directors. So let's turn on the flight director. Mine's a double Q. Betsy's a single Q. It's fine. Autopilot, check your damper. So we just need to turn on the yaw damper for now. V speeds, we got V1, VR, and V2. They're not posted. What did I miss? What did I miss? There's no alerts here. Oh, by the way, this system is ACARS capable. I'm just not using that today. Initialization, so minimums is not going to be operational for now. Procedures are done. What am I missing here? Hydraulic fuels. Is it here? Could be here. Traffic inset for that line. And now bearing on, bearing 2. Flight director, dual Q. Yeah, where the heck is the V speeds? So they're there, but they're not loaded. I thought I loaded it. I loaded it. There it is. So the takeoff V speeds are here, but why aren't they? My airspeed there? No. So speed box. Oh, there it is. So yeah, they are turned on, but they're not there. What gives? Even the approach reference is there, but why not the V speeds? That's really, really weird. They're supposed to be there. Something I'm missing probably. VNav and nav armed. Alright. So we're gonna request startup only.
Executive 223, ramp Alpha 1 request startup.
Executive 223, startup approved. Call when ready for taxi.
Local, engine start approved. Executive 223.
So let's turn on the anti-collision, tail flood, and wind inspection for now. Let's start up the engine. So I'm going to start number 1. FADEC system. There we go. Plane is equipped with FADEC, so we don't really need to control anything on the start. It will do so automatically. Oh, the emergency lights should be armed. Amazing sound, isn't it? So the V speeds can't really be posted for some reason. Fuel crossfeed not required. Leader system check. Pressurization. We have automatic pressurization here. We're going to turn on the pitot. Amazing sound. I'm really bummed up with the V speeds, but start number 2. Of course, after we start, we need to. No NTIs required, and EIS and CAS checked. take a little longer to load, to start up. But I need to read about the V speeds. Why aren't they working? Oh well. Engine is started. At this point we can turn off the APU. Set flaps 1. Set trim for takeoff. There. As long as it's in the green, it's alright. And that's it. Oh, the control lock is on. Is this it? I believe so. Oh, this is the... Where's the control lock then? Because with this feature... I'm going to turn off the feature. I can't see where the lock is. It's in here somewhere. Lower yoke. Alright, that's much better because now I can see where the lock is. Yeah, it's still not moving. Where's the control? I unlocked it for sure. Now the yoke just lowers itself. Speed brake. So where's the freaking... It's gotta be here somewhere. Because the yokes really aren't moving. So now the yoke is up, and we are supposed to have some mechanism here to unlock it. This is the parking brake. Oh, this is the locking mechanism. So now the parking brake's on. I really hate this. I do, because I know there's a mechanism here to lock it and unlock it. Oh my god, where is that? So this is the parking brake. It's gotta be this thing here. Is all locked up. So, oh, this is the emergency brake. So where are the controls lock? Alright, give me a second. It should be behind the yoke, but where is it? Where is that? Because I've been searching high and low. This is the emergency brake. So the control lock is in. We can't take off like that. Just turn to check on this side. So this is the anti-ice system. Certainly not that. Yeah, there has to be a gust lock somewhere, but I can't see it anywhere, and without it we can't operate the system. You can see here I'm moving my pedals. Nothing's happening, just the brakes are operational. Throttle is operational. We just set the flaps 1. At the secondary. No, this is not a baggage sheet. Oh, of course. Plane's always right. Now we have movement. All right, so now it's moving freely. Oh, look at that. Now it's moving. Oh my God. Let's request taxi to runway.
Executive 223, request taxi.
Executive 223, taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 23 via Alpha.
Taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 23 via Alpha, Executive 223.
Let's go. Parking brakes off. Oh, the chocks are on. Ah, there's always something, right? Main cabin should be closed. And the services, ground, wheel chocks. And we're rolling. Taxi light on. Let's turn on the track IR. Fishy here. What's wrong with my pedals? Is it the yaw damper? It's the yaw damper. Planes are always right. Alright, we're kind of in the discovery mode still, but I did fly yesterday and today with this plane. So let's go with the taxi checklist as we were performing them. External lights set, taxi on. We got brakes check. Let's brake. It's working. Nose wheel steering is checked. Rudder bias systems checked. And thrust reversers are stowed as they should. Flaps selector set, flaps 1 set for takeoff. We got the speed brakes are stowed, up and stowed. Trim stabilizer set for takeoff. Anti-ice system not required. Speed knob FMS, it's set to FMS as it should. And radar, we're going to set it up in a moment. flight directors are set and the crew brief will be completed. Are you ready, Betsy?
All aircraft be advised, information mic now current, QNH1022.
1022 set and cross-checked. Well, she's got inches. I'm going to set it up in flight. I didn't put her Q, nor did I set up the hectopascal. Alright, let's stop right here and request departure.
Executive 223, ready for departure. Runway 23.
Executive 223, Madeira Tower, wind 200 degrees, 7 knots, runway 23 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 23 cleared for takeoff. Executive 223.
So we're going to go with the gun 1 whiskey. And we're clear for takeoff, so let's turn on the landing lights, the recognize lights as well. We don't need to backtrack. Alright guys, hanging there.
Approaching 2-3. On runway 23.
There we go. Toga. Ah, the V speeds are in. Nice. Airspeed alive. Thrust set. V1, rotate. Positive right gear up. Oh, speed brakes.
Executive 223, contact Madeira departure 119 at decimal 605.
Contact Madeira departure 119.605. Executive 223. Madeira departure. Executive 223. Passing 2,200 feet. Climbing to 4,000 feet.
Executive 223, Madeira departure identified, climb flight level 100.
Climbing flight level 100. Executive 223.
Speed check, flaps up. So, autopilot engaged. So for some reason, it's not climbing to the rate that I would like it to. So, okay. Barrow set. Because of the altitude, of course. Computer's always right. GSX is still not operational. So now we're going for flight level 190. have chase plane, and I'm sorry, system, the chase plane GSX is also not working. So the GSX and some other systems, some other services such as the Simbrief connection, everything seems to be non-operational today for some reason. I believe it's something to do with the Cloudflare being down, passing 10,000 feet, external lights off. I'm going to reduce the sim volume for a moment. Much better. So I don't know what happened with the V-speeds there. They should be there for takeoff. They did show up for takeoff, but still, I would rather see them while preparing for the flight because I had inserted them here. And so this one's still standby. Set weather. Alright, we're following lateral navigation and vertical navigation, although currently we're flying vertical speed, manual vertical speed, because the airplane refused to climb correctly. Probably something I missed during the VNAV calculations. It is armed though. The auto throttle is working, flaps are up, taxi and recognition lights are off. Passenger seatbelt signs are on. So it is weird because Simbrief could connect to to capture the flight plan, but if I come here, I no longer have Simbrief available here, only the Navigraph charts. So whatever happened, it happened a few hours ago.
Aviation 223, contact Lisbon Center 119.55.
Contact Lisbon Centre 119.55, exit 223, bye-bye. Lisbon Centre, exit 223, good evening, passing flight level 16, climb to flight level 190 direct to go.
Executive 223 Lisbon Center identified, climb flight level 430.
Climb flight level
Let's go 430.
223.
Do that with your Airbus. Well, the 350 can get there, but not immediately. It will need to burn some fuel so it can get to those kinds of altitudes. So cabin's pressurizing correctly. We just need to set up landing elevation there. So pretty much if you look at here and if you see anything, either, well, magenta is missing, yellow is caution, and red is warning. So in order to prepare for that, we're going to come here for our flight plan, procedures, arrival, and now we're going to take a look at our flight plan here, because I'm pretty sure our approach will be vectored in. So we're expecting landing at runway 27, but as you can see, there's no options here for the arrival. So yeah, we're gonna need to get ourselves vectored in for sure. And our minimums for Gibraltar, we're gonna take a look at our charts here. So we are expecting runway 28. This could change, of course. Sorry, runway. Seven. So we're gonna go for. Oh, it's the airport. All right. So Alex GB, and we're gonna go for runway 27 civilian. This is the one. So our course will be 268. Our MDA minimum decision altitude is 920. Quite high. There it is, and load. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna come here to our performance landing data. So we're expecting. We need to take a look at our meteorology again for Gibraltar. So we're expecting winds 220 at 9. We will review this, of course. Temperature is 23. Barometric pressure currently is 1014. Alright. So landing full flaps. Thrust, it's gonna be stowed. Why can't I make it's a very small airfield. I really need that reverse. We'll see. And oops. All right, so our V approach is going to be 102 knots and vRAAS is 96. Accept. All right, back. This is our weighted fuel. We can set up our, yeah, the reserve fuel is too much, so we're gonna make reserve fuel like 500. The plane still needs to burn some fuel anyway, so yeah, estimated landing fuel. We're still climbing, so of course it's gonna say it's negative, but we'll get back to this while in cruise, not right now. So minimum sparrow, so we just still need landing elevation. Where could that be? Oh, Navigraph. Yeah, everything looks okay. Oh, no it isn't. I'm not gonna do that now, but I'm not loaded to Navigraph either via the Garmin. So there's definitely some issues right now. Nice. So yeah. Oh, there it is. So landing altitude at Gibraltar is 11 feet. So there it is. All right. So this is the rates. Cabin rate, so everything, as long as everything is green, you're okay. The plane will warn you about every single item that's not correct or has an issue. So maybe we can select flight level change and allow it to fly itself. I don't know, because it kind of looks like that can go faster. course, when you trade rate, you're gonna trade rate for speed. So that's why the plane's reducing its airspeed. Look at that, flight level 30, we'd even get to Digon. And you guys know perfectly well when we fly with an Airbus, at Digon will be about 25,000 feet, 25,000 feet more, give or take. Yeah, Drexy, it's going to be a cool approach, because this approach to Gibraltar, this is the civilian approach. It needs to be vectored in, so we're probably going to be vectored in for the visual. This is a visual approach, but as you can see here, this is an SRA, so this is not like your normal approach. This is vectored in by military radar. And as you can see, it's a very tight procedure, and there's not much margin for error. These are all radar fixes, 10 nautical miles, 6 nautical miles, and then Point Yankee, it's the point of no return. This is where you decide whether or not you're going to land. And the MDA is 920 feet. The glide path is actually a little shallower than what we used to. It's 2.8 instead of 3.0. But yeah, the visual approach to Gibraltar is one of the things that you should do in real life. But of course, not every one of us is a pilot. But if I was a pilot, that's definitely one of the things I wanted to do. Passing flight level 350. We're pretty much above most regular airliners. Well, not yet above, but usually you fly this route at about flight level 330 to 350, unless you have a very high performance aircraft like we do today. You don't get to go beyond those airspeeds. And as you can see, the plane's flight level change trades rate for speed, and so we're reducing our speed quite a bit. So let's go back to vertical speed and decrease VS so that we can gain a little more airspeed, because we just don't want to climb, we also want to go. 1,000 feet, that's enough. Of course, the plane is supposed to increase its airspeed, but we're now using the throttle, the auto throttle, so it's saving performance mostly. Let's go back to flight level change then, if there's no improvement. Even though there's no notches here, you can see that there's a setting for takeoff. It's pretty much where we put our throttle in, and then you press the toga buttons. So you can see how smooth the plane is. Isn't it, Betsy? Betsy loves it. She's having her own shade, as I do. It's not like the ATR, is it, Betsy? Why do I look shorter than her? It's not normal. You look taller today. What's up with that, Betsy? You look way taller than me. Are you sitting on a cushion or something? I wish we could go outside, but unfortunately we don't have external cameras. Well, we do have them, but they don't work as they should. Now there it is. Beautiful livery.
Flight level 360.
Beautiful airplane. like I said earlier, it's a mix between classic and modern. This is pretty much the nose of the Cessna Citation X with the tail of the Citation Jet or similar. So it's a mix of performance, but then you have these beautiful wings. Look at that, it's so slick. And if you look from this perspective, you would say this is a Citation X. I intend to purchase the Citation X in the future, but right now I went bankrupt with this plane and another one I'm following next with this one, following this one. So I'm afraid the Citation X will probably need to wait a bit. By the way, this is Charlie Sierra, this is Portuguese prefix, and this is the glide slope. There's no such plane as Taco Golf Sierra Citation Sovereign as far as I know. And this paint job is absolutely brilliant. Full on black. I think the wings being black is a little too much. I wouldn't mind it being gray, but the entire plane being black is absolutely gorgeous. And these white lines are a really cool choice by the painter. When you purchase the Sovereign, you get some little quirks. Not just the civilian, you have also a military version of it for the Department of Defense, I believe, in the United States. And you also have a test bed for this airplane with the nose probe. It's actually pretty cool. You can add that to any model. It's just for show, but at least you get to fly something very different. Of course, we got Tritrisims, visual effects once more. Beautiful contrail effect. We also get to see other planes' contrails. There they are, down there. I don't know if you guys can see. Tritrisim did a great job. They also get compatibility for this plane, so you already get all the nice features like streams. So now we need to go back in. I'm going to need to go back here. Cockpit. So we're at cruise mode. The plane will now accelerate. It's on VNAV captured, so it's got V altitude. Pretty cool. And now we just accelerate to max speeds. So we set it up for Mach 0.78 if I'm not mistaken, or 0.76, something of that like that. So now that we don't need the secondary, we can just move to the full screen and increase the range ever so slightly. This is Africa, by the way. So let me just turn off track IR so I can read what you guys are saying. Yeah, Betsy's too focused. Bruno. Did you see the outside? If you want, I can go back outside. I'm having an issue with two programs today. So I don't have GSX that enables ground handling and all that. And I also don't have chase planes. So both of them can't connect to the server for some reason. I'll show you. So GSX is like so. It's never going to connect. It's going to be like this for a good chunk of time, and then it's going to say it can't connect to coaxial services. And I'm not going to turn on chase plane, but chase plane is asking me for a code. Like I was using the software without a license. Doesn't make any sense. I'm also having issues here with my EFB, my Microsoft Flight Simulator EFB. So it's missing the Simbrief connection here. You usually have the Simbrief here where I check on the flight plan and all that. Fortunately, so this GSX won't get anywhere. Fortunately, I managed to get Simbrief to sync, so I get my flight plans. These are the there it is, a flight plan. So it did manage to download the flight plan. Yes, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, Trixie. I'm gonna. Now that we are in cruise, I can stand up and go out. All right, Betsy, plane's yours. Don't do anything crazy, all right? So here we go. This is the beautiful Citation Sovereign interior. There's some little quirks and features. So remember when we were starting that I said that there was an extra seat here? Yeah, this is a seat. It looks very uncomfortable. And that's because we can close this door here, and now you see what it is. It's a toilet. And it actually has fluid simulation. Or it should. Did I forget to turn on the... Maybe I did. No. Interior. So it is on. So the fluids aren't working. Oh my. Fluids aren't working for some reason. But yeah, you can actually flush it. Ah, there it is. Oops. Overspeed. Auto throttle is on. Hello. So, speed is set to FMS. It's controlled by VNav. What's going on? There it is. Still going to accelerate because it's on MCT. Why is it on MCT? Should be in cruise. Let me confirm here that the flight plan has the right cruise setting. Mach 0.74. What is it doing? Exceeding air, it's overspinning again.
Air Portugal 1711, cleared Rackham 1 up the arrival, runway 23.
Cleared Rackham 1 up the arrival, runway 23, Air Portugal 1711.
Air Portugal 1711, report ready for descent.
Ready for descent, Air Portugal 1711.
Air Portugal 1711, descent to 5,000 feet, QNH 1022.
Descent to 5,000 feet, QNH 1022, Air Portugal 1711.
Coming down to Mach 0.75. Hopefully will remain there. It's accelerating now. So hopefully no more overspeeding. That's odd because it should in know, it should protect the flight envelope, but it's still on MCT, so it's maximum controlled, maximum continuous thrust, but it's not what is mandatory during this phase. And I don't know why it's going MCT. It should be in cruise mode. There is Mach 0.74, but for some reason it's going MCT, and look at that, it's slowly accelerating beyond my setup. So just checking if I'm doing anything wrong here. Well, it is properly fluctuating. But instead of being in Mach 0.75, it's at 752. Wow, it's close enough. I need to read about this performance issue. It's not supposed to be at MCT, maximum continuous thrust. Should be CRZ or something. At least compared with stuff like the... see you, Brun. See you later. So let's go and watch the interior now. Plane's yours again, Betsy. Don't sabotage it. Alright, so we're back here. And like I was saying, when we're loading the plane, this actually counts as a seat. And there's a reason for that, actually. Because of CG, one of these passengers can come back here and be in the toilet. It's still going to mess with CG. And oh my, take a dump? Really? That's the tag? Alright. And of course you can wash your hands, and you can even close the blinds if you want some privacy. You can close the door, or you should be able to close the door. Where's it? Right there. Alright, so there's some privacy in here, and once you're done you can open the blinders again. Look at the window. Vanity light will of course only be noticeable during the daytime, nighttime I mean. And you also have the storage where you store your luggage. Pretty cool. You can actually see, whoa, look at that little, that's not a Sovereign. I think that's a Citation Jet or something. That's definitely not the Sovereign. Or it doesn't look like a Sovereign. Nothing down here.
Lisbon Center, Janix 17 Mike Tango, flight level 364.
Nothing up here.
Janix 17 Mike Tango, Lisbon Center, identified.
Can't really close this. Oh well.
Alpine 627, cleared Rackham 1 Poppy arrival, runway 05.
Cleared Rackham 1 Poppy arrival, runway 05, Alpine 627.
Ah, finally. Alright, see, can we do something with it? No? No, we can't. We can't even close the door apparently. Oh, there it is. Yeah, these hot spots, they're a little finicky. Alright, on this side, nothing. Just coat hangers. So, yeah, let's carry on. There's a nice little feature here, I'll show you. Come on.
Center, Shanix 1494. Good evening, flight level 360.
So the tables, of course, are whippable, and you have the in-flight entertainment. Now, I could never get it to work correctly, but you can see here that you have the flight remaining, which is pretty cool. So it says 1 hour remaining to Gibraltar. You can also set a few preferences, like display the logo here. That's the company's logo, or just the colors. No media playing. I'm not sure if they intend to make this like being able to play something, probably. Same with audio. I mean, it's arguable if you like this kind of music or not. Lead Me On by Stern. I don't know who Stern is, but he's not really everything sounds the same. It's just a little different vibe. But anyway, I hope you one day can. Oh, this is nice. It's not capable, but you can join their Discord. Pretty cool. I wish they could allow us to add music. Maybe they do. Maybe I just need to read the manual, right? Lights, passenger safety lights are on, so that's something you set up on the cockpit. You can actually go there and change it. Currently, the safety is on. I'll show you where it is. Shades, you can close all shades. So you see, they're halfway. But just close them all. Temperature, of course, you can regulate the temperature up front. And this is cool. You can see the nearby places. So we're near Lisbon. So it's showing us Lisbon. We're near Seville. And sorry about that. My kid just won an achievement on Xbox. So that's what you're hearing right now. We're near Braga, Coimbra, near most big countries in Portugal, basically. So yeah, pretty cool. I wish more planes would have this. Little underused if you can't really put anything playing. And also there's a little, I would say, downside to flying these types of jets is that there's no actual screen to watch. You know, you need to have your own cell phone or something. Then again, why would you pay such big bucks for an airplane and just come in here and watch movies, right? This is a business jet, so you're supposed to be here closing deals and stuff like that, and have your spouse with you or something for a romantic trip, not watch videos. Also, they're stepping on each other. That's even worse than stepping on each other. What is that? Anyway, all these things are little quirks. If you come here, this is the galley. This is where you get all those glasses to serve up. You can also get here a microwave to heat up some food. Nice water bottle to quench your thirst. Lots of snacks. Dishes. More glasses. Cuddleware. Sheets. Towels, maybe. And lots of drinks, yeah. Nice little flashlight there hidden. This is a drawer with, I believe, the manual. Yep, there it is. It's just a manual. On this side you have a wardrobe, of course. Wait, something that kind of bugs me. So these are robes. So do rich people wear robes on planes? Probably. Another robe there. I was expecting like jackets or similar. This is my seat. You can hear the headsets. Circuit breakers, most of them are working. Pretty cool. Oxygen mask is not working. We can test it, but it doesn't pull out. Alright, it's no big deal. This is the tiller. Doesn't look like it, but it is. This is a little pocket for electronic flight bag, so if you don't want to use it, you just press there and it moves down there. Notice that it retains what you're looking at, which is pretty cool. So my PFD controller, then this middle screen, 2 controllers. Betsy's own PFD controller. So Betsy's on the other side she also has some circuit breakers. There's a little dish holder and cup holder. Again, text the oxygen. She doesn't have an electronic flight pack. Oh my, we're inside Betsy. Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry, Betsy. So, yeah, so pedestal is pretty scarce. There's this huge thing here, which I believe these are pen holders there, with a big hole in here. Pretty cool to put your cell phone actually, or any other device that you want to keep safe. Cockpit voice recorder. These are the cabin temperatures. So this is where you control the cabin and cockpit temperatures. Petrol reconnect, pressurization panel. Just leave it on auto. If there's an issue here, you can of course go manual. APU bleed. Max cool is for operating with hot environments, I believe. That's why it was complaining with us when we turned it on in the ground. Fuel crossfeed, leave it in normal for the boost pumps, rudder bias, secondary trim. So if this is to operate when the yoke trim is not working. So MFD and GTC brightness, backlight. Yeah, pretty standard, pretty scarce. Oh, by the way, the overhead panel. So if you turn on the safety lights, now you can go back. This is a very old school satellite phone. Unfortunately, it's just for show. It's not even textured correctly, missing the numbers. It would be cool to just have the numbers in you know, like, we're never going to use this, but yeah, it's nice to see there's a satellite phone. Some funky vents for the air conditioning, and of course we have a screen. Supposed to be on in any circumstance that we do require privacy and during cruise. Oh, yeah, the batteries, they could be better on this plane. I mean, we can actually go outside and walk the wing. You ever heard about that joke when we are on board? I'm feeling a little hot, I'd like to go outside and walk on the wing for a bit to smoke a cigarette. Well, you can on the Sovereign, apparently. Alright, jokes aside, let's go back in. We're about to make one big turn to the right via Narta, and that will be almost coincidental with our midpoint for our flight. Yeah, no worries, Trexie. Don't worry about it. Everybody. Just, if you gotta go, go. I'll be here for the landing, and I'll appreciate you if you come.
Ryanair 1 for Sierra Papa Lisbon Center, identified. 1550, good day. Winter 96 Whiskey Echo, contact Serbia Center 118.275, bye-bye. Center on 118.275, Winter 96 Whiskey Echo, have a good evening. Winter 5207, contact Maggot Casablanca, radar 125.1, center on 125.1, Winter 5207.
Yeah, go ahead, Andrew. Thank you for coming. Have a nice one. Sleep tight.
Fueling 86 Yankee descend via start to 4,000 feet, QNH 1018. Descend via start to 4,000 feet, QNH 1018, fueling 86 Yankee. approach 119.605, Alpine 627. Kilo Juliet, contact metric center 118.275, have a good evening. Contact metric center 118.275,
Daytime. Yeah, I guess so. There's no change to it because it's still vector bit. We'll see. At least during the approach I can. Let's look here at the weather.
Tuning 8690 Yankee, contact list for approach 125.13. Contact list for approach 125.13, tuning 8690 Yankee. Alpine 47 Tango November, clear Dragon 1 Pop, arrival runway 05. Clear Dragon 1 Pop, arrival runway 05, Alpine 47 Tango November. Alpine 627, descent via start to 3,000 feet, QNH 1022. Descent via start to 3,000 feet, QNH 1022, Alpine 627.
Still predicted to be 27. Wind is now 210.
Ryanair 1 for Sierra Papa, contact Serbia Center 118.275. Contact Serbia Center 118.275.
QNH is the same, temperature 22. Alright. I still don't know why I can't select reverses, but alright. Except the landing speeds, so we changed the conditions down there. Black to flat black. So we're now entering the Gulf of the Mediterranean. So we got Gibraltar stands right there at the gates of the Mediterranean. Used to call the Hercules gates, or the Pillars of Hercules.
Lisbon Center, viewing 3 Quebec Charlie, good evening, flight level 340. Viewing 3 Quebec Charlie, Lisbon Center, identified.
Navigating here just to show you a little bit. So we also have the checklists here, and these of course are also interactive. You also have the abnormal checklist, which is pretty cool to have the QR right here, and the emergency ones. So during dual engine flame mounting cruise, you don't want to checklist here. These are the settings. As for the flight, you have the flight plan in written form, and once you import it from Simbrief, usually you only get the written, not only the written parts, so all these are route related. Can you imagine back in the day they used to print this? Pilots would take like a whole book for the flight, not just with the flight plan but also the charts. Everything was printed. Nowadays it's all electronic. As you can see, all of these are written form, and then right here beneath this you would have the significant weather. You can see it's still pointed out here, but now it's separated, which is also pretty handy if you ask me. This is the main route. This is the significant weather. So on the secondary page, nothing significant here. There's some weather in the northern Africa, but it's not affecting us. Same thing here, same thing on the significant weather 2 of 2. And then comes the winds aloft. So these are the expected winds. We're actually expecting, as we can see it right here, we're expecting some tailwind there, 13 knots of tailwind, and we're actually getting it. This is at, you need to zoom in to read it. This is at flight level 390, so it's beneath us, and this is flight level 450, that's above us. We're actually being more affected by this than the lower winds. And of course this is our altitude, top of climb, top of descent. We should have gone to flight level 450, but let's not do that. Let's not spend too much time climbing. And of course the charts. Same thing here. The only difference is that we are using Navigraph platform. So after ORTOP, you can see here that we are going to make our approach via the south to Sovis, and then we should get vectors for the visual approach. So usually this port doesn't have any SIDs, no charts available. It does have for the approach. So one cool thing about this is that, oh, this is not cool. I would just wanted to do something like so, but it doesn't allow me. Alright, no problem. One thing you can do here is overlay the chart, which is always handy. So we're searching here for the civil approach, there it is, and we can overlay the chart there. And now if you zoom in, can actually see the chart overlaid, and this works better when you're operating with an ILS or RNAV approach, because right now it's looks pretty messy. Yeah, but I used to have the Simbrief charts here, but it's gone. Don't know what happened there. I may need to reinstall it completely. Something fishy was happening. I managed to get GSX to work again, so now it's working again, but I still can't make chase plane work. I'm going to show you what's going on. So it says that I need to activate it, but if I insert the order number and the authority code, I'm not going to do that right now, and press activate, it says it's unable to. If something's wrong, I may need to open a ticket for chase plane for parallel 42. Not sure what's going on, but yeah, I'll do that after we land. I won't waste time with that. The only downside with that is that I cannot give you like beautiful cameras that I usually do, and that's about it. Trying to get the brightness down a little bit. It's too bright here. So this is the GTC, so about this one. over here.
Weather 484,
it's
contact Madrid Center 118.275.
much better.
Center 118.275.
Much more readable.
Weather 484.
So reduces the GTCs here. How you doing, Betsy?
Suntalk 1561, descend via start to 4,000 feet, QNH.
Feeling strong today?
Descend via start to 4,000 feet,
How's the-
QNH
how are
1018,
our
Suntalk
passengers?
1561.
So, passenger safety light is off. You can now control.
Ryanair 9498, clear the Lago 6 kilo arrival, runway 28. Clear the Lago 6 kilo arrival, runway 28, Ryanair 9498. Ryanair 9498, report ready for descent. Ready for descent, Ryanair 9498. Ryanair
No emergency
9498, descent to flight
path,
level
though.
230.
Although you have the emergency exit there, I was expecting these types of planes to have the emergency lane on the floor, but they don't. It's not the first time I saw this. Other planes also don't have it.
Fueling 3 Quebec Charlie, report ready for descent. Ready for descent, fueling 3 Quebec Charlie. Fueling 3 Quebec Charlie, descent to flight level 320. Descent to flight
This is
level
the map
320,
light, by the way.
Quebec Charlie.
You can completely turn it off here. You can actually move the light forward and aft. That's a cool feature. Seen it in other planes. No big deal. It's also always very nice to have some level of control over the lights, especially in low visibility conditions. So somewhere over there is Portugal. You can't really see it. We're not even going to get any close to Portugal. I don't know. I think the alternate for today is Seville.
Beauty 67 X-ray, contact Madrid Center 118.275. Have a good evening. Contact Madrid Center 118.275, Beauty 67 X-ray. To Mike November, contact Madrid Center 118.275.
Contact Madrid Center 118.275. Quality to Mike November.
So
Good
not
day.
long now. We're about 2/3 of the flight in. We can time accelerate this flight, by the way. I didn't do it because I'm still struggling here to get GSX to work. I managed to get it to work now. The chase plane isn't working, but it's right here. So we can just time accelerate to +4. I'm also having a few issues with the on-ATC and time acceleration. So that's why I don't use it that much anymore.
Lisbon Center, 2Jet 30 Alpha. Good evening. Flight level 340. 2Jet 30 Alpha, Lisbon Center identified.
Quite exciting news. for the next few weeks. Richard, evening, how are you? Welcome, my friend. Some exciting news I was talking about. We will be getting the Anybuilds A380 pretty soon. Not sure how soon. Oh, we can see Portugal now. That's Sagres, and that's Faro, and we are also cruising through other airplanes.
Flight level 150.
Send to flight level 150, right into 6 Yankee Tango.
So we're about to reach the boundary with Spain, at which point we'll be getting to our top of descent somewhere up front. And when that happens, I'm going to switch off the... There's the boundary right there. So when that happens, I'm going to switch off the... yeah, finally an A380. We do have the fly-by-wire freeware, but it's not really that good. At least it's not for me. Let's just say that. Let's bring up the floodlight. Let's turn off the map light now.
223, report ready for descent.
Is that me? Yep, that's me.
Ready for descent. Execjet 223.
Execjet 223, descend to flight level 220.
Descend to flight level 220. Execjet 223.
Alright.
3 Quebec Charlie, contact Serbia Center 118.275. Contact Serbia Center 118.275, viewing 3 Quebec Charlie.
So, what did they give us?
Fueling 92 Zulu Kilo, descend via start to 3,000 feet, QNH 1013.
Descend via start to 3,000 feet, QNH 1013, fueling 92 Zulu Kilo.
So nothing, it's just giving us a descent command, alright. So going down too fast. Again, no need to go this fast. Fly long range on, I mean, I'm a good example of someone that doesn't fly long range with big jets by obligation. Just because you're flying a big jet doesn't necessarily mean you need to go like 12 hours of flight or something like that. Let me reduce the sound here once more. It's just a matter of choice. I can fly the A340-600 by Tolis because it has a jump ahead feature, so I can make a huge jump, just like the FS Labs A321. But if the plane doesn't have that feature, I can just make, I believe I have a flight here in my channel from Lisbon to Frankfurt on the A380. So you can fly anywhere you want. You can even fly Lisbon to Madeira in it if you want, if you're feeling crazy enough. But what's the point, right? Why would you require to do that, right? So now that we are descending, the engines are now in cruise mode, so it's really crazy. So let's get our bugs in. is on. So takeoff is off. Alright, so now it's good to go. So we are overspeeding again. Let's go to idle. So the engines want to go back to cruise again. This is crazy, man. So I really need that floodlight. Where is that? The floodlight. I did turn it on earlier. Oh, there it is. Much better now. You can trim down the flood.
Descend flight level 110.
Flight level 110.
Exit 223.
Alright. There's Spain. Gibraltar is over there somewhere.
Flight level 334 descending to 3,000 feet.
Fueling 9 to Zulu Kilo Serbia Center identified.
So now we can turn on the autopilot again.
Tuned 2279, contact Malaga approach 123.855. Contact Malaga approach 123.855, tuned 2279.
There's no way to control these speeds, is there?
Delta flight level 360. Alpine 43 X-ray Delta Serbia Center identified.
So it's accelerating like crazy, going up to the limits. And it's not going to follow constraints like that. So I'm sorry, but I can't let you destroy what this pleasant flight has been so far. I really need to take a look at the performance here. Let's go here to Betsy's. Oh, I can't reach that screen. I need to sit on her seat and set it to hectopascal. So performance is not it. Utilities is not it for sure. Procedures, it's okay. Flight plan, VNAV. Cruise. It skipped all of this.
Contact Faro approach 119.405.
Contact Faro approach 119.405 by NA 15 Tango Yankee.
I couldn't even set the proper cruise altitude here. I had to. Is this it? Can we actually get to it? Ah, okay, so now it's going to be below.
Turn left, heading 205, intercept the 17 localizer, vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 205, intercept the 17 localizer 8525.
Hello, don't overspeed. VNAV is still a little bit all over the place.
Ryanair 4 November Alpha, clear to Kilo 2 Alpha, arrival.
Let's put in daylight.
Clear to Kilo 2 Alpha, arrival runway
Because you asked for it, Rexy.
Exit 223, descend flight level 090.
090.
Flight level 090, exit 223.
Decelerating 250 knots, as it should. I'm so used to big airliners and their big windows, it just kind of feels claustrophobic for me. I don't know about any builds being top-notch anymore, Richard. They're good developers, but they also cut a lot of corners. I would be here for a few minutes explaining why I say that. Yeah, no problem, Rex.
Cleared ILS approach runway 17.
Fly present heading 2,400 feet until established. Cleared ILS approach runway 17, beauty 525.
Beauty 525, contact Navigraph Casablanca radar 125.1.
Gentle 125.1, beauty 525.
Nice, you can cover the windows. This is a good practice for IFR. Look at that, you completely cover the external windows. That's just a fun gimmick, I suppose. I just found out. I also just found out you can open the window, which I'm not going to do that for now. I mean, we're below 10,000 almost. Speaking of which,
70th Center, Tritrisim 30 Alpha. Good afternoon, flight level 340.
so we're probably going to get straight vector.
Contact Gibraltar, down approach 130.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my heading
Contact
here.
Gibraltar, down approach 130.4, exit 223.
We're definitely going to fly headings now.
Gibraltar down, exit 223, passing flight level 097, descending to flight level 090.
Descend at 223, Gibraltar Towton approach, QNH 1013, expect visual approach runway 27.
QNH 1013, expect visual approach runway 27, exit 223.
So let's
Descend at
get to heading.
223, turn left, heading 080 vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 080, exit 223.
080. There it is. Pretty standard to have vectors for the approach, by the way, so yeah, it's a challenging approach, although not because it's hard to do, because it's mostly vectors, just following vectors. It's just hard because you don't know what to expect either runway, and if you know beyond ATC, you know it's terrifying to be in its hands. Because it's not really that fail-proof. Much better. Beautiful southern coast of Spain. I don't recall this side being like very touristy, but maybe it is. This side, these long beaches here. I know for a fact that that side over there is very, very touristy. I just don't know Spain that well, sorry. So now we're going to activate here our, not the radar though, just the traffic advisory. I don't want to get any nasty surprises, and on this insert we'll make it the map with terrain, or yeah, just put it here, and we are going to set the overlay Not OBS, we don't need OBS. Just speed looks are in. Minimums 920 set. So flight director, SVT. Just gonna get back that setting over there. It's set HSI map. Alright, that's it. We're just gonna get a little more range than that. Alright, good to go. This range, zoom in a little bit. Alright, we're now following heading, so there's the Gibraltar right there. This is where we're gonna land. So we're just gonna keep an eye out for beyond ATC, for its vectors. We're still at 9,000 feet, so we're a bit high.
Effect at 223, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1013.
Descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1013, exit at 223.
Alright, let's get to 4,000 feet. QNH 1013. Exceed our speeds here. There's the rock. Whenever I see this, I always reminded of that Call of Duty level, one of the last Call of Duty games in Gibraltar. I didn't play the game. I just saw the video.
And 223, turn left, heading 070.
070.
Turn left, heading 070, exit at 223.
I was saying I just saw the trailer on Assault on Gibraltar, and I thought, man, that could very well happen, because it's like the perfect military strategy point, right, to enter Europe. If you could conquer this piece of land, no matter how insignificant and small. So I never played the game, but that terrified me as a terrifying possibility right there. And you can see here the rock right there. Alright, so let's focus on this now. I'm going to activate the approach phase. There we go. So now we have the vectors to final, but we still need the ATC vectors. To go. Let's set altitudes local. They did say 1012, didn't they? Yeah, 1013. I did hear it correctly. So this is the fear I get with vectoring by beyond ATCs. Like, it is very long.
Effect at 223, turn left, heading 235, descend to 2,400 feet.
Turn left, heading heading 335, descend to 2,400 feet, exit 223.
225, did it? 335.
223, turn left, heading 325.
Turn left, heading 325, exit 223.
There.
Exit 223, airport is at 10 o'clock on my miles. Report the field in sight.
Alright. I believe we got it. Yep, we got it.
Field in sight, exit 223.
Exit 223, cleared visual approach runway 27.
Cleared visual approach 27, exit 223.
Alright, here we go. Autopilot off.
It's exit 223, contact Gibraltar Tower 131.2.
Flight director off.
Tower 131.2, exit 223. Gibraltar Tower, exit 223, visual runway 27.
Exec jet 223, Gibraltar Tower, wind 240 degrees, 9 knots, runway 27 clear to land.
Runway 27 cleared to land, exit 223.
Overshooting a little bit. There's the big rock there. Still got time. Speed brakes out. Speed brakes in. Speed check flaps 1. Gear down. Flaps 2. Slight wind from the left side, overshot again, and flaps is full. Still a little high. Man, this plane is smooth.
Too high. Too high. Approaching 27.
I know. vRAAS can be a little aggressive sometimes. 500 check. Still too high. Remember, this glide slope is a glide path actually. It's a little shallow.
200. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10,
stop the traffic, buddy.
It's sector 223, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway. Exit 223.
I believe I need to backtrack. Flaps up. I do believe I do need to backtrack. I thought the traffic would stop when planes were landing. Maybe this airfield doesn't have, this add-on doesn't have the capability to shut down traffic. Let's start EPU. Started. Oh, big light right there in the middle of the taxi line there.
Approaching 09. On runway 09.
Looking at the APU, is it starting? Yep, APU is running. You don't need to single engine taxi. These are rich people. So we're gonna exit to the left there. All those yachts. Quite fitting this plane, right? Flying to Gibraltar. Car's still circling. Gibraltar doesn't have anything you could call taxiways. It does have runway entry and exits across the runway. This is an actual traffic lane. Cars will cross the runway, but only if there's no airplanes actually using it. So. Left here. Oh, is this? Oh well. Too bad. I think the marshal is there, waiting for me. Let me try again. GSX. We want to go to parking. This is it. Let me try again. Or maybe.
Exit 223, request taxi to assigned route.
Exit 223, run 2 taxi at Palace discretion.
Ramp 2 taxi at my discretion. Exit 223.
Or maybe. This is the ramp. Ramp 2? Ah, okay. I think that's it. There's a marshal. Let's go back inside. Whoa! Alright, parking brake set. got APU running, so we can shut down the engines. Alright. Alright. Let's see if GSX can unload this plane then.
Boarding requested.
Did I press boarding or deboarding? Oh,
The boarding requested.
that's the one I wanted. Alright. We can start shutting down everything. Oh, completely forgot about these. Okay, this arm.
There are no passenger stairs. You will not see passengers visually.
Yeah, that's a problem. Passenger safety, seatbelt signs off. Let's go outside and open the canopy. This is a one-man show. Alright. APU is still running. Just gonna set the chocks. Set everything up to leave the planes. Services, let's put all the covers, not the engines, not yet. Ground power unit, my Rolls Royce because I want to get out of here, and the red carpet. Alright, that was the Cessna Citation Sovereign Plus. Very nice flight to the Rock, Gibraltar, and this guy's getting ready to get my money for the bills. I'm going to get on my rolls and get out of here. Thank you all for coming. This is an amazing plane. Some little minor stuff that I could, get it to work today. Chase plane isn't working. GSX wasn't working. Still struggling to work because I don't see where the passenger bus is. So still some issues here. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to try and find out. I'm going to open a ticket to the chase plane. Anyway, welcome to the world of business aviation. It was really enjoyable for me. I liked it very much. This plane, yeah, thanks Richard. Yeah, I just bought it from Sweet Fries. So, if you guys want a business jet to start with, and you feel like you don't want to get too much into complex systems, this plane rocks. I can't think of a better plane right now for someone that wants some complexity, but doesn't want big size, and still wants, this plane has 5,000 kilometers of autonomy. That's a lot for a business jet. In terms of looks, I love the way this one looks, man. It's very sexy. Like I said earlier, it's a mix between old school and new design. So this looks like a Cessna Citation jet back from the day. The front looks like a Citation X. And it just looks great. I think it looks great. I don't know about you guys, but I think it looks great. Let me just turn off the APU because we already have the external power on. I think it's not connected, is it? Oh well, doesn't matter. We're good to go. So guys, again, thank you so much for your company. Again, hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. Betsy certainly enjoyed it. She's gonna spend a few days in the beach to company's expense. And I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you guys can join me.
PWS system failure.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you guys can join me that next time. Until then, this was the glide slope. There's always something happening. Next time will be better, I promise. I always promise that. Oh, I think I need to open the GPU connection. That's why it wasn't working. Yeah, right there, GPU. Now it's working. There it is. All right. So guys, see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, before I go, thank you, Richard. Thank you, Trexie. Thank you, Andrew. You guys have been awesome. Also, previously, thank you, Bruno and Dinesh. They were also here. Thank you so much. Again, now I don't have any sound. Ah, there it is. There's the sound. I wanted to play the music, it wasn't playing. So guys, see you next time. So the next flight will be out of Gibraltar. And I will be flying another business jet, not this one. It's a surprise. Hope you guys will enjoy it back then. I'll see you guys probably next week. And thank you so much for helping me. Thank you so much for your like and your subscription. Thank you so much for the donations. I'll spread my wings next week. Cheers.
Stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. For wind it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun, no limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun, no limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the